during COVID, we were shut down for like 6 months. People were like, "Hey, can I get in? I still want to get in. When can you get me in?" I'm like, "Dude, my hands are tied."
Pablo's got a speakeasy of tattoo parlors.
I,
What's the
I,
password? 3 knocks.
we were about our craft, and it's like we're doing everything we can to keep everybody safe. But Uncle Sam over here wanted to keep us shut down, and it's like, come on, dude. All these other businesses are open. Why
Yeah.
can't we be open? We're providing therapy through these hard times for our clients, and it was just, I guess, those rewarding moments throughout my career. It's like, yeah, this keeps driving me to keep doing this. My first tattoo must have been when I was 14, 15 years old in Sunnyside, Washington, at my uncle's house. And it was just one of my friends, just some dumb stuff. But that kind of sparked the interest in the craft itself. I've always been an artist since the third grade, but tattooing just took a different interest in my creative, I guess, mindset as far as like the craft, where I wanted to learn the machines. I wanted to learn how to build a needle. I wanted to learn how to tune a machine. And that just kind of snowballed.
Right.
Before you knew it, somebody's in high school. They're like, "You do tattoos?" Yeah.
Was it originally like stick and poke tattoos?
No, it was always with
Always
the
with a
machine.
gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
I build a machine out of just household stuff.
You would have done well in prison.
I probably.
They
yeah.
build DIY
Right, yeah.
they're in prison all the time. So from starting as a tattoo artist to where you are now, because now it's been about how many years roughly?
So full time, I've been doing it since 2009.
2009.
15 years.
And how would you say that your personal style has evolved over the years? Have you found more of like a niche of what you love to do versus I'm just going to do a tattoo because somebody's paying me for it?
No, I think I definitely do see tattooing differently than most in what would be our, I guess, market. Um, I've gotten very good at doing all styles of tattooing, which I think has contributed to me being in business and doing it good for so many years. Um, but I do have a focus, which would be more like the black and gray realism, like portraitures, um, portraits of animals, people, which people are the ones that you definitely, have to know what you're doing.
I've seen some tattoos online of people getting tattoos of like a person, and it's like, man, that person looks like they got hit by a bus. Their face is all swollen looking.
But that's some of the first artwork that I started doing when I was a kid, just portraitures of family.
So were you like an artist as a kid? Did you like to draw?
I've always been an artist.
Are almost all tattoo artists also good at drawing?
Not all of them. Some of them are just tattoo artists, and that's the fact that to the public, sometimes if you're in the market for a tattoo, you have to spot the difference, because there's artists that are just tattoo artists.
What's the difference? Like what?
Some of them are just more craft based, which is just how to apply a tattoo. Pick something off the wall and put it on you, and some of them, like I consider myself, and I coach the guys at my shop to kind of think in the same realm. And that would be like, hey, you have to see tattoos differently, more as if a client comes in the shop, they want a tattoo, but you have to figure out why. And you have to ask them all these questions to know what would be best for them, or what style, or where would they want it, and how would it look there, because ultimately they don't know.
Right.
So some artists are just, flash off the wall, I'll stick it on you, $100.
Right.
Where I want to find out more.
When you look at like a picture, if I came in and said, hey, here's a photo of like my dog,
Mm-hmm.
Can you look at that and just tattoo it onto somebody? Like
just,
from looking, or do you need to trace it out?
No, I would have to build a map. I call it
Okay.
a blueprint, a stencil, because maybe at some point that's a goal that I would want to do, just a freehand one.
Right.
I feel like sometimes some artists will use that as a cop out, just being unprepared.
Right.
Oh, just freehand it on you, because they didn't take the time to prepare prior.
Because even the best of artists, it's such a slow process. You don't want to have to keep,
Yeah. Yeah, no, you have to be prepared, like in anything. You want your food prepared well.
Do you get clients that come in or potential clients that want something that's unrealistic? Like it's not going to, you have to try to explain them
Yeah.
and break
Oh,
their
yeah.
heart. Go, look, man, I would love to
Yeah.
put this on you, but you're not going to be happy with the end result.
It took me a lot of years to figure that out. And it was like, how do I find the words, or how to have that conversation with the client when I think some of their ideas are stupid, you know? And I'm like, dude, no, that is not going to work out. And I've gotten good at it, and I coach my artists at the shop to do the same because, yeah, you don't want to just take people's money. At least I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, because you got
Yeah,
people throwing their money at you as it is. I
yeah.
couldn't even get this guy in for a podcast. Like, yeah, I'm kind of booked up for like the next like 6 weeks.
So I tell them, dude, it's not just about the money. Let's just figure out what they want, and if you're the right guy for it, the
Right.
right person, the right artist. So yeah.
Do you have? Is it? Do you find people when they get their first tattoo, it's kind of like your first child, your firstborn. Like
Oh man,
it means so much more to
yeah,
them.
it's really special. And actually, we're thinking of ways um, to have, I don't know, just maybe a program for your first tattoo.
Right.
Because I think it's really special. And especially you walk in the shop and you want us to do it, you want me to do it, because I've had tattoos are generational, and I've had clients where I've tattooed them for 10 years, and then now their kids are old enough to get a tattoo, and the first person they think of is me. That's special.
Yeah.
I hold that dear in my heart to be like, dang, I get to tattoo your child now, and now he's gonna come in and get tattooed by me the rest of his life, hopefully. So it's like a pivotal moment because, yeah, you're gonna break their skin. They're gonna get a tattoo. You want to make sure that their idea is gonna be relevant for the next 10 years, because at 18, that's when they get their first tattoo, right? 10 years from there, it's only 28.
Right.
You're gonna do a lot of growing.
Yeah.
In the next 10 years,
So
but you're still young.
Tattoo expands.
Yeah, yeah, it could shift on your body.
It seems like tattoos are way more socially acceptable now.
Oh, dude, they're everywhere.
Because we used to talk about like, oh, when you get old someday, you're gonna have that tattoo stuck on your body. Now it seems like you see a lot of like elderly people,
yeah,
sporting their tattoos, going, yeah, I still
yesterday-
got it and I still love it.
Yesterday we had a lady. She must have been like in her 80s, and she was getting tattooed.
Really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
And then
is it
we
harder to
walked in-
tattoo an older skin
It
than a
is.
new skin?
yeah,
Because I mean,
definitely is.
it moves around, I guess.
That
Breaks
and
easier,
yeah.
bleeds more.
It's I consider it kind of, I feel it, or the texture would be like Chinese rice paper,
Oh wow!
real thin, kind of coarse.
Can't wait to get old.
Right. So if you want to get tattoos, get them now, when you are old enough to get them and they look good.
So Pablo, what's like a memorable experience or like a unique challenge that you faced either with your studio or kind of developing into who you are? Is there any situation that really sticks out to you that it's like, man, that was a defining moment that this is the industry I knew I wanted to be in?
I guess, just, I don't know if it was I can't think of a pivotal moment, but I do see that, I guess, the reward of it, just the flexibility and the responsibility that comes with that. I enjoyed, and I was like, man, during COVID, we were shut down for like 6 months,
I bet people were terrified to get tattoos. They don't want to be touched.
No, it wasn't that. People were like, hey, can I get in? I still want to get in. When can you get me in? I'm like, dude, my hands are tied,
Pablo's got a speakeasy of tattoo parlors.
I-
What's the password? 3 knocks.
We were about our craft, and it's like we're doing everything we can to keep everybody safe, but Uncle Sam over here wanted to keep us shut down, and it's like, come on, dude, all these other businesses are open. Why
Yeah.
can't we be open? We're providing therapy through these hard times for our clients.
You really are, yeah. A lot of people tell me tattoos is like a therapy for them.
Yeah, and it was just, I guess, those rewarding moments throughout my career is like, yeah, this keeps driving me to keep doing this, and I seen that early on, just from that, the clients, the way they treat me, the relationships you build, the connections you make in business. And that's what's kept me going in this. And I think I'll keep going,
Is there any pieces that, I mean, I know you're proud of all the work that you do, but is there like a specific piece? Is there anything on your social media that's like, this is a great demonstration of what somebody could expect to get? Like if somebody's not sure what they want, where would they go on your social media? Just at photos?
Yeah, this is an area where we're probably like, oh, maybe I should post more stuff, you know. But we're always so
Go to his
busy
photos, Shelly.
that we usually don't have time for this. But like, this is some recent stuff. A lot of it is from a couple of my apprentices, which I actually have three apprentices. Um,
What's an average tattoo cost? That's always a question
so
people
right
have.
now we actually I just met with my crew and we're like, hey, I think it's the economy is a little wild right now. Maybe we should shift our pricing for the better so people are more willing to come in. And because you think tattoos, you think they're expensive, and yeah, they can be, but I feel like everybody deserves or should be able to afford it,
Right.
and a lot of businesses are raising their prices. And I was like telling my guys, so like, hey, maybe we should lower our prices, and have more people come through the door. And they know they're going to get good work already, but we're hoping that makes a difference. So we did lower them a little bit. So tattoo would be just something basic, 100 to 150.
Okay. And what's something basic? Like on a photo,
Something off
like
the
what's
flash.
that scorpion over there? What?
Yeah, something like that. That'd be something basic.
So that's
That would
around
be
one to
flash
one.
art. Yeah.
Okay.
If it starts to get more into like a custom realm where
Let's find a
it involves
portrait
more
on there, Shelly.
time.
See if you can find a portrait or a face. There we go. Go on that face right there. Because that looks like that's some detail. Who did that one?
I did that one.
That's beautiful.
Did that one last year.
Is that a specific person or is that just like?
No, it was more like it's about symbolic meaning to the client.
Yeah, I can
That,
see the stars.
yeah,
The
it's about her mom. Told her to shoot for the stars, and she could do anything through just dreaming. Sometimes I forget what some of these
emotional
things are.
tattoos probably also. I imagine it would cost more because you're really kind of digging into the detail of what they want. This is like something that they want to resemble what they're envisioning in their mind.
Yeah, that'll make a good tattooer separate from a bad tattooer just because they care. So now you. Some days I go home and I'm like mentally just drained, because I have to listen to so many different clientele's, you know, I guess requests, and a lot of them are emotional. A lot of them are they're coming out of a hard time or they're in a hard time, and I have to interpret that into visual art.
Yeah, because if you miss the mark, that's like they're stuck with this on their arm. That's like, yeah, that's not what I had in my mind at all.
Sometimes I walk around and I'm just quiet and I'm thinking about my client's tattoo and I'm envisioning their tattoo and I'm seeing how it would look on their arm, see how I would lay it on their arm, see which direction it would take on their arm.
Yeah,
like I'm thinking that.
Probably the pigment of their skin, all that plays a role, right?
And then that jump into the craft. Okay, well, he's got this kind of skin texture, this kind of skin tone. How would I interpret that on their arm?
Do you ever get over emotional or like when you see your own work, do you ever like kind of like beat yourself up? And
oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Probably. What about, is that like a common theme amongst artists?
I think good ones, yeah. You should be able to like nitpick your artwork and see pinpoint areas that you could have done better, so that way the next one is better.
Do you and because I know you have people that you work with, like apprentice and whatnot, and other tattoo artists in your shop. Do you guys kind of give each other feedback and say,
all
hey,
the time.
As much as I know you're going to tell me this is great, but tell me what I could do better next time?
Yeah. I keep all my guys on check, and then they keep me on check. And I tell them, because I am the boss, but I'm like, hey, you don't have to like.
Is it, hey?
Yeah. Like, and some of them do. They're like, oh, maybe you should do this right here, or maybe you should try that. Or like, oh yeah, you're right. I missed that. And I think that's the culture that we
creates growth.
Yeah, that we've kind of harbored so that we all grow. And I mean, my apprentice of 2 years, Marcus, is absolutely killing it, where it took me 7 years to get that good. So it's the culture that we're harboring there that I think has led to growth amongst all of us.
Cool. Pablo, anything you want to leave people with that I didn't ask about?
No, man. I guess we'll just do it again sometime,
Let's chop it up again. Pablo, thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.